sweltering in a cotton field in Galveston, Texas, on a summer day in June. Hushed winds, raging sun, endless days, some working days beyond 14 hours. One day, a man named Granger pulls into town on a pale horse, followed by an army troop, holding a parcel called General Orders 3. Which included a puzzle of proclamations attached to the word free. Now, whether this proclamation was read out loud is debatable, but there was that forbidden word again. The word only whispered in slave cabins by elders. Some were terrified by that word free. Children were whipped if that word ever crossed their lips. Some men were captured and beaten over that word. Many thought free was Swahili for the word punishment or death. What would be done? What does it mean to a slave in Texas? Free. Mom Bet, the matriarch of the tribe, stared at the road leading out of Galveston. Her body battered, cracked, and whipped by so many decades of working in that plantation. She remembered that word. F. R. E. She gazed and probably imagined how warm the dirt would feel touching the soles of her feet. Her feet has never walked on this trail. See, free is the only word she was taught, the only time she held a book, and her finger traced over those letters over 50 years ago. F. R. E. She remembers the tinkle in her hand because of those letters. And R was the hardest one. She promised her Nana, Fanny knew she would always remember that word and never tell a soul. Her Nana told her stories about Africa, kings, queens, and warriors and rivers. Perhaps Africa land was on the other side of that shadow. Maybe free was over there. She motioned back to the confused adults to draw near. Gather the children. Many years and prayers that some chariot would arrive. Mom Bet appeared to be listening to the ancestors' voices whispering in the wind. She closed her eyes tightly and reached to hug the sun. Some were destined to remain on this plantation because free was never revealed to them. Massa has been like family. He's been good to us, Buford would say. This free was drowned in an ocean of sharecroppers' death. But on that day in June, the sky was so big, so blue. The leaves on the trees so vibrant, so green. Mom Bet's tears streaming from her face. Raise that right foot. Raise that right foot. So much weight in a single step. She had no idea what waited yonder, beyond the hill. But she knew what was behind her. An almost supernatural force appeared to press against her back. She would move in faith of 1,000 mustard seeds. Haroon! Haroon! She took that step of uncertainty. The knots in her back untangled. Her knees almost reborn. You could almost see the shadow of her Nana, Fannie Lou, on her face, whose bones were buried on the other side of the cottonwood. Those dry bones spoke the language of the winds. Perhaps Bombette was being pushed towards freedom. It is said 1,000 steps begin, 1,000 miles begin with one step. And on that day, Juneteenth, also known as Freedom Day, Jubilee Day, the Second Independence Day, the Emancipation Day, now a federal holiday since 2021. Many will consume red soda, red velvet cake, and watermelon. But it all began on that day, June 19th, 1885, with the faith